Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jason from WeatherNet, and over the course of the next few minutes in this video, I'll be discussing the upcoming weather for this week and what you can expect across the state of Utah. So the first thing we're going to look at today is our large-scale weather pattern, and for much of the upcoming several days, we're going to be under an area of high pressure, which high pressure is usually associated with air that's sinking down to the surface and is generally associated with hot, dry, calm weather. I'll play through the loop here so you guys can see how exactly this evolves over the coming days. So this will be tomorrow on Wednesday, now we're on into Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and into Sunday here. Now, why this area of high pressure is significant for this week is largely due to the way air circulates in air around the area of high pressure. So, areas of high pressure, air rotates clockwise. So, you'll have air kind of rotating like this around the area of high pressure. And in a moment here, I will explain to you why this is significant. So now we're looking at our 500 millibar wind speed, which is roughly at about 18,000 feet in elevation, so above the surface of the Earth. And I previously mentioned why the clockwise flow around that area of high pressure is significant. And here, this will give a much better explanation as to why. So we got our area of high pressure located here around the Four Corners area. And by the way, this is this afternoon on Tuesday. And we got our clockwise flow associated with that area of high pressure. So basically, we got wind coming up from the Baja California, the Pacific Ocean, and what that's doing, that is going to be bringing up some moisture from the southwest, which in turn, throughout the course of the week, will provide us ample opportunities for showers and thunderstorms. And so we play the loop here. This is Friday. Again, winds coming up out of the south, the southwest, which is basically pulling in moisture from the Gulf of California, from the Pacific, bringing it up through California, Arizona, Nevada, and eventually bringing us some rain here in Utah. And these winds will, this type of flow, that for that matter, will continue through the remainder of the week and possibly even into Sunday and maybe even into early next week, but don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves yet, so that's a little bit far in the future. So this map here is a map of what we call precipitable water, and basically it's a measurement of if you take a vertical column from the surface of the earth all the way up to the top of the atmosphere and measure the amount of water vapor and condensed it in that vertical column, that would be the amount of liquid precipitation you'd get out of it. So for example, you see this number 0.24 inches of precipitable water. If you were to condense that into a vertical column in the atmosphere, you would get 0.24 inches of liquid water. So that's actually a pretty low value. That's not much water vapor in the atmosphere, and this is for Tuesday, by the way. Conditions are still looking very dry, but things do get interesting as we progress further through the week here. So we are getting into Wednesday now, and now you're starting to see our precipitable waters start to increase. We're starting to see those blues, those purples, and even some greens starting to creep up into Utah later on Wednesday. This is significant because this is going to this basically indicates that there's a lot more moisture entering the atmosphere, a lot more moisture being advected into Utah thanks to that area of high pressure I previously mentioned over the Four Corners. And now we're going to start to see by Wednesday and especially into Thursday that moisture basically being brought up into Utah, which in turn will be able to provide us for the chance for thunderstorms during the afternoon each day, Thursday into Friday, potentially into Saturday and Sunday as the moisture gets even deeper, gets even more pronounced. So overall, conditions are looking very favorable for rain to return to Utah. The monsoon moisture returning to Utah will also bring a drop in temperatures. So fast forwarding a little bit, these are our temperatures heading into Wednesday here. Still going to be pretty hot across Utah. Wasatch Front probably breaks into the upper 90s to maybe even close to 100 degrees in spots. But as we get into Thursday temperatures fall back to low to mid 90s. Friday, temperatures lower 90s. Saturday and into Sunday, high temperatures, low 90s, and maybe even some upper 80s by the time we get into Sunday and potentially into early next week. Temperatures remain cool if that monsoon moisture hangs around. Like these are currently the predicted highs for Monday. These may change a little bit, so don't don't expect these numbers to be exact at the moment, but we could be seeing highs by the end of the weekend into early next week across the Wasatch Front at least, only reaching maybe the mid 80s at best, which would be quite the relief compared to what we've been seeing recently. And this concludes our weather update for the week. Thank you for listening.